to display your name for the 10 times, and leave me comment down if you can't. So guys, in previous tutorial we talked about loops, and I also give you a small task to print your name for 10 times. So if you have done, great job, keep it up. And if you have not, then I'll show you code. But guys, if you have done, then it would be easy for you guys to understand it. So here is the code, how you can do. I'll explain it after I compile it. And here is my name for the 10 times. So here I've done it quite in a different way. The loop is same for this is the initialization part, and this is the condition checking part, and this is increment. So here I've initialized the value of I to 1 and also declare the value of I at same place. It's just like doing this thing, but you are doing it for here only. So when you try to use the value of I outside of this loop, you will not be able to use it because it's only made for this function. So that's how it's working here. The value of I is initialized to 1, and here I made it less than equal to 10, which means the value would definitely go further 10 times and the loop would get executed till 10 times. So if you guys have not watched my for loop video, the link would be in description box, so you can go and check it there. And in this tutorial we are gonna talk about break statement, goto statement, and continue statement. So let's begin the tutorial here by removing these things. Let me compile it first. So this is the example for break statement. So what I've done here is I've used a while loop, and the value of a is been initialized to 10 here, and the condition is being checked whether a is less than 20 or not. If a is less than 20, this thing would get printed and the value of a would increase here. And again, if a is greater than 15, break. So what break does is it terminates the loop. And remember one thing, you can use break in loop or in switch statement only. You can't use break everywhere you want. So as you can see here, the value of a is 10, so 10 is been printed here, and it's increased from 10 to 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. And after it checks if a is less than 15, if a is greater than 15, not less than 15, I'm sorry for that. If a is greater than 15, the loop terminates and it gets out and directly shows return 0. So this program gets compiled and the value would not go till 20. So that was break statement. And next is continue statement. So let's compile it first. And now here we are using do while loop. So do check if a equal to 15, then increase the value of a by 1 and continue, print the value of a and increase the value of a, and while a is less than 20. So here we have initialized the value of a to 10, and this statement would go till a is less than 20, which means a equal to 19. So here we have the value from a10 till a19. But what continue has done here is when the value gets to 15, it skips the value of 15. So here you can see it's 14 and directly 16. So when the value of, if the value of a is 15, then the value of a would get increased by 1 and then gets continued. So here it goes properly till 14, and when the value is 15, it adds 1 to the 15 and makes it 16, and the value of 16 would get printed here, and again the value of a16 would now be added with 1 and makes 17 and would go till it's equal to 19. So that was our continue statement. Now next is go to statement. So let's compile this first. Oh, errors. Love errors. Because guys, errors is what would help you to understand the problems and would help you to learn a lot of things. So now we are using goto statement. So as you can see, when I compiled here, something is missing here. What is that? And that's again the value 15. So what happens here? Here, this we are making a statement loop. And to assign a goto statement, you need to type your statement name and this colon sign so that this would be a statement, and now it's a do while loop here. So do check if a equal to 15, and if a equal to 15, add the value 1 to 15 and go to the loop. So at first the value of a is initialized to 10, and when the compiler runs the code, it won't check this statement first. It would directly jump into do while statement first, just like here we did. It would check the value if a equal to 15 or not. If a equal to 15, then this loop would terminate and this go to statement would come in handy work. So when the loop get terminated, this go to would send to loop. So this loop equal to this place. So when the loop is terminated, your loop would directly jump here. There are lots of loop in this explanation, so that might make you confused, but try to understand here. So when this loop gets terminated, I'll just change name this to exit, so that would make it easier. Exit, and here also exit. So when the loop is terminated, it goes to exit and it comes here and runs this statement again. And the value was 15, so it added 1 and printed 16 here, and the program runs until and unless a equals to 19, and that's how the 15 is kept here again using goto statement. So this was using a continue statement, and this is how you can use goto statement. So next thing, this tutorial is we are gonna talk about infinite loop. So infinite loop is quite simple and but quite confusing to handle. So here what has happened is I've initialized the value of I equal to 0, just like I've done in my example here. I've initialized and declared the value of I only for this statement, only for this loop. So that's what is done here, and the value of a is 10 here, just like that. The initialization of I is made to 0, and the condition is being checked that I is less than equal to a and I plus plus. So when we execute this, no, I won't execute it first, I'll explain you first. If I execute it, then the loop is infinite loop, so it goes and running unless you forcefully close your console or your compiler. So if you are using Mac, you need to reopen your terminal and you have to compile your file again and run it again. And if you're using Windows, you need to close the console and you need to compile it again to see the code. So here what actually happens is it checks the condition if I is less than equal to a. So the value of I here is 0 and 0 is less than equal to 10. That is true. So it would print the value of a, which is 10, and then it adds the value of a and makes it 11. So the value of a goes and increasing with increasing value of I also. So the value of I is also increasing and a is also increasing. Both are increasing in a parallel way. That's why this loop goes infinite times. And if you don't use this statement here, increment of a here, then this loop would just end within 10 times maybe. Let's just compile and check. Yeah, the the value of a is 10 and it has shown till 10 times. So let's just see the value of I so that you would be clear what it's going here. So the value of I is going from 0 till 10. So what happens if you just remove this thing and displayed a here? So let's just check that, and here it goes for infinite times. This would go on and on and on and on unless you forcefully close your terminal and reopen that. But if you are using Mac, I would suggest you one small tip so that you can terminate your infinite loop with just two buttons. So the two buttons are your function key and press return, then your infinite loop would get terminated in your Mac. So this much for today, guys. And if you guys have not subscribed yet, and if you guys have not clicked that bell icon, then do it for the first time. And if you guys are already subscribed, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Oh, if you are subscribed, then how can you subscribe again? Don't subscribe twice or else I would get unsubscribed. So guys, if you are subscribed once, don't subscribe it again, and if you are not subscribed, do subscribe it and like, share, subscribe. Wow. So let's make it clear. If you guys are not subscribed for the first time, do subscribe. If you are subscribed, like, share, comment, and if you don't like, there is dislike button next to like. So see you guys in the next tutorial.